Big Head Bookworm, lovely to see you. Hope you are well. Hope you're having a good day. I'm just sitting here about to make myself a lovely cup of tea. So I've got my tea, a little bit of milk. So I thought I'd come along today. Another minute or two, I fear. Don't want it strong, but don't want it weak. Oh no. So I thought I'd come in here, have a cup of tea, and invite you to join my Agatha Christie book club. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. As you know, if you've watched my booktube videos for any length of time, you know that I am a passionate fan of the detective novel in particular. And I think this is because my first book that I can remember reading that's an adult book, sorry, just checking my tea, was Dumb Witness by Agatha Christie, and it was my dad's book. And whether or not he thought it would be good for me to read it, or whether I just thought I should read it. Teapot. There is some left. There will be enough for you, should you wish to. Ooh, lovely. Perfect. Lovely. Let me put that down there. So I remember reading it, and it was a mystery, and I was used to mysteries because I used to read the Famous Five and the Secret Seven and the Nancy Drew. I remember the monkey puzzle tree one. I think it was something like that. So I was used to mysteries. I was probably about 10, I believe. And I'm just moving the milk away from the cat. Oh yes, there is a cat with me. So I was used to mysteries, and I just remember being captivated, and I couldn't push it down. And it was the first book in a compendium, and I read the whole lot because I was just taken by this detective and his sidekick and how it was all set up. And I read from then on. That's all I wanted to read. I wanted to read detective novels, and I wanted to read all the Agatha Christies that I possibly can. Dame Agatha, I should say. Dame Agatha. So, as it's known on BookTube that I am a huge fan of Agatha Christie, one or two people have suggested to me that I should do read-alongs or I should do a book club, and I've kind of avoided it because I don't particularly like joining clubs. But I thought we could just do the most casual book club ever. So I'm going to say that I'm going to read an Agatha Christie a month. I'm going to tell you which one I'm going to read it. And I'm going to invite you, should you wish to join me in reading that book for that month. Now, you can read it. You can listen to it on an audio book. You can catch one of the adaptations. There are quite a lot of radio plays out there of the various ones, which are abridged versions, so you don't need to listen to the whole thing. There are plenty of films and TV series of the, in particular, the Hercule Poirot and the Miss Marple cases. So there are plenty of options there should you wish to read or join me in my Agatha Christie quest. Now, I believe I have read all of the Agatha Christies. There may be one or two that I've only read once, and that was a long time ago, and I can't remember them. So it'll be lovely because I'll be able to discover them with you, hopefully. I'm not an Agatha Christie expert in any way, shape or form. I'm just a passionate fan. So I look forward to learning about Dame Agatha through her books with you, but also through the chat, because you may find out things about Agatha or may know something about a particular book that I don't know about, and so we can all learn together, hopefully, maybe, should you wish to. So the idea is that I am going to start at the very beginning. Delicious. I am going to start where Agatha started. So Dame Agatha released this book, The Mysterious Affair at Styles, in 1921. So that's 97 years ago, and this is where it all began. Now, for as far as I know, Dame Agatha always considered herself a writer. Like I always consider myself a reader. I can't remember a time where I couldn't read, or that I didn't consider reading as part of who I am. Now, I believe that Dame Agatha felt that about herself, that she was always a writer and was always writing stories. She was a storyteller in many different forms. Now, this book, which is actually a facsimile edition, says the novel was originally written as a result of a bet that the author, who had previously never written a book, could not compose a detective novel in which the reader would not be able to spot the murderer, though having access to the same clues as the detective. It introduced to the world the detective Hercule Poirot. So her most famous detective, Hercule Poirot, starts in her first book, and he is her most consistent of all her characters, and there's in at least 30, I believe. Miss Marple is in at least 13, and that's the lady, the classic spinster lady detective. So the two archetypes that we're so familiar with come from Agatha Christie. Now, The Mysterious Affair at Styles, I have read and listened to and watched many times, so I'm very familiar with the story, but I still derive great pleasure from the story and invite you to join me in reading it this month. So in February, should you not know what you want to read, perhaps you want to read The Mysterious Affair at Styles with me. The idea is that I'll come back either in the last week of February or the first week in March, and I'll tell you a little bit about my thoughts of the book. I know it's the classic country house murder. It is the classic with the kind of the trail of clues. It has many glorious, what we consider archetypes, but this was actually the first book where a lot of them all came together in one book. It wasn't the first detective novel. There had been many of those beforehand, but it was the first one that I think brought it together in such an accessible and cosy way that which is why we all still read Agatha Christie now. Quite a lot of people say to me, where should I've always fancied reading an Agatha Christie and I don't know where to start with. Well, I would recommend starting with me at the beginning with The Mysterious Affair at Styles by Agatha Christie. So there we go, my lovely people. That's it. That's all I'm here for today. I hope you join me. I don't mind if you don't. But it'd be lovely to have somebody to chat to. There are lots of Agatha Christie clubs out there. I mean, she's so well known. She's so revered. So there are lots out there, and I'm not going to be the most authoritative. There's a couple I follow on Instagram. I think Maids of Murder? Or Maidens of Murder. They're a very good, I think they're on their 9th book at the moment. They're a very good club if you're interested in and you want to read more than one, or you're very familiar with Agatha and you'd like to try several, then I can recommend that. But that's what I can't wait. I can't wait to start to read this. And I look forward to chatting to you about it. I will try and avoid spoilers if possible, or if I am going to talk about spoilers, then I would always put timestamps on them. So hopefully, even if you're just a casual viewer and you're not going to read the book, I won't spoil it for you in the future. But there we go. I hope you're having a nice day, and I look forward to seeing you again sometime. Bye.